So we're going to go ahead and take a look at problem 3.12 where we are finding the x and y components of various vectors. The big thing we're looking at here is where are directions? Where are we measuring from? In the first problem we are looking at 34 degrees left of the positive y-axis. That means if I place my vector here, then my angle is in this area here. From here, it just becomes a matter of recognizing which portion is parallel, which portion is parallel to which portion. All right. We are looking at this edge here. If I draw it perfectly parallel to my x-axis, is going to be my x component. And then if I look at this portion here, this is my portion that's parallel to my y-axis. That's going to be my y component. I have now built a right triangle, and I can go ahead and treat it as such, pulling out my SOHCAHTOA. It is important to note that when you're doing SOHCAHTOA, you are going to get positive numbers out. Because this is in the second quadrant, my y component is positive, my x component is negative. Okay. I'm not going to go through the answers, I'm just showing you how to set these problems up. All right. The next problem we're looking at a vector of -4 centimeters per second in the negative x direction. Well, if I'm in the negative x direction, that means my vector is entirely along my x axis. That means I don't have a y component and I do have a negative x component. All right. So that gives you the setup for part B. For part C, we're looking at x and y components of a vector that is 42 degrees left of the negative y-axis. My negative y-axis is the axis below the x-axis. All right, and I am looking to the left, so I am looking at the fact that my vector is going to be here in this third quadrant. Because I am measuring from the left of the third axis, or the negative y-axis, we are going to look at the fact that my angle is in that space here. We are going to go ahead and treat this one exactly like we had the first one. This part that's parallel to my y-axis is my y component. This part parallel to my x-axis is my x component. You have built your right triangle and can treat it accordingly.